What is up? What is good? It is a Wednesday, and we're bringing you guys a very special conversation, two conversations with two Hall of Fame running backs. I did one solo.
Yep.
Sims was at home studying film.
Yeah.
That's Emmitt Smith. And then we got to tag team Terrell Davis, and that one's coming up second. That one's really cool because if you remember, Sims was very open saying that he wasn't sure if Terrell Davis was a Hall of Famer, and in great Sims fashion, he kind of said it right to his face. But he
tried to keep
us.
it real.
It was a lot of fun.
I think he understood the reasoning, so
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
They're both really good. I honestly, coming up right now is the conversation with Emmitt Smith, and I mainly focused on his times with the Arizona Cardinals. I thought I'd mix it up, so here's a conversation with Emmitt Smith.
And you didn't even talk about his last game ever was against the great Chris Sims and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're going to talk about that, but first, the convo with Emmitt Smith. Once you're huge in Texas, I mean, everywhere you go, it must be the same thing.
Well, once you're huge in New York.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing about in New York. Once you're big in New York, you're just everybody else. You're just somebody in my way. You know? It's different in New York.
Is it?
Phil Jackson, our office used to be on 57th Street, and Phil Jackson would walk down the street every single day, and nobody would even talk to him because that's New York.
Okay.
My mom visited me. We were in the park, and it was that guy that was Ray Donovan on that show, and she goes, "Oh, my God, it's Ray Donovan. I want to say hi." And I was like, you can't. New York rules. You got to let him do his thing.
Well, that's not the case, because when I'm walking down the street, people say, hey.
Yeah, but
hey,
you're walking with like PR people and everybody knows.
They don't know that these are PR people.
No, but well, you got the watch on. It looks
I
good.
don't have the Super Bowl rings on.
No. What do you think of people that wear their Super Bowl rings all the time?
You know, that's their option. That's their choice.
I would wear it all the time.
I mean,
because you have three.
Yeah.
Have you ever worn all three at the same time?
Never. Because all three was fitted for one finger.
Oh, really?
So I could never wear them all at the same time.
I imagine that of all the teams that have rings, Jerry would probably spare the least expensive. I feel like he would go the biggest.
No.
You don't think so?
Have you seen the New England Patriots ring?
Well, they were a little bit. They wanted to throw it in the faces of the NFL.
They are gaudy.
The last
huge.
one, and they have 28 and
They
3.
look like brass knuckles.
Man.
They're so big.
Do you want it really big, or do you want it more like I could wear this regularly?
I want it so I can wear it regularly.
Yeah.
But I want it to look good and nice and stand out.
What kind of an event does it have to be for you to go, guys, I'm wearing 95?
There's an event that I've been to.
Really?
There isn't one that I have been to. I've been to a lot of events, and I still don't even bring my Super Bowl rings out. Here's the reason why.
Okay.
It's because the way it's sized and the way it's cut and all the diamonds that's on it, when I go to shake hands, people squeeze the hand, and the cut and the diamonds cut into the size of my fingers.
Man.
And that's one of the most uncomfortable feelings.
Bullshit. I would appreciate that.
No, that's the truth.
If I shook your hand, it cuts into your fingers or
It cuts
theirs?
into my finger.
Oh, see, if it cut into mine, I'd be like, I got this cut.
No, see,
from
it cuts
Emmitt's
into
ring.
mine. It cuts into mine, and it hurts. And so I was just like, man, forget that.
All right. Obviously, we're talking Emmitt Smith, all-time leading rusher, 3-time Super Bowl champion, all-around. He doesn't want me to call him a big baller. We're not going to go big baller anymore. You're here because of Charmin.
Yes.
Because you're in Times Square. If you told me, hey, Adam, you're going to work with Charmin to be in Times Square with bathrooms, I would have been like, I live in New York. I don't want to be near Times Square, but you actually made it fun. What were you doing today?
Hey, man, why? Why not?
Were you helping people out? Were they using the bathroom and they were like, Emmitt, I don't have a square?
They got a chance to get a very, very unique experience today because they got a chance to walk into one of the cleanest, if not one, but 14 of the cleanest bathrooms in Times Square.
Because that place scares me.
It doesn't scare me. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because from an outsider coming in, I enjoy it.
It's like an outdoor crazy mall and like there's screens everywhere.
It's an open air mall. It's the ultimate open air mall.
All right, so I will say this. My girlfriend recently, we were out of toilet paper and she went and she got some brand and I threw it out. And I said, I only wipe with Charmin. Charmin, it's the best. I genuinely mean that. I'm not messing around. I'll do your job for you too.
Thank you. I mean, it is the best. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. And over 100 people showed up today at the Charmin store today. And we got a chance to do what we call the first ever toilet bowl competition, where I competed against over 100 some odd people, tossing a roll of toilet paper into the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
And so everybody got a chance to win something. Everybody got a chance to take a photo. We got a chance to have a very unique experience. And we, like I said, we had over 14 bathrooms
nice.
Themed out. All of them are themed out differently.
360
360, baby. It was awesome.
When you load your toilet paper in, do you have the paper on top or underneath? On top. I agree.
Baby.
I think people underneath are just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you're
pulling
doing.
Pulling up. Just pull down.
Yeah, just enjoy the flow.
I love it.
I have so many.
Enjoy the flow.
I'm just coming up with, if Charmin's going to use any of these, I want a little bit of royalty, like 0.05%. I have so many football questions,
Yes.
but I also have other stuff. What was it like meeting Rick Moranis on the set of Little Giants?
You know.
Because he was big time. He had Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
Yeah.
and then Little Giants.
Yeah.
Did you actually, what, did he think he was like a hot shot?
No, he did not think he was a hot shot. He was very polite, very kind.
Okay.
And, everybody on the set was pretty cool. And
Okay.
Cool to work with, cool
I feel like
to
there
talk
was
with.
somebody that wasn't cool, though.
No, everybody was
All
cool.
right.
I have not had too many bad experiences with butthole people.
Gotcha.
People,
Charmin.
yeah, people that I can direct Charmin to get them cleaned up.
Did Spike from Little Giants think he was going to make it to
I never
the
saw
NFL?
Spike. I never saw Spike.
They rubbed milk on his hamstrings before he went to sleep.
It didn't work.
Man, that movie, I'm an Eagles fan. That movie made me dislike the Cowboys even more because they were the villain yet again.
Well, you're still hating because you haven't gotten to the place where we have gone.
Where's that?
3 times, 5 times, 6 times Super Bowls,
Yeah.
those things.
I've heard about them.
Those rings that you talked about earlier at the top of the show that we
Yeah.
have that y'all don't have yet.
Yeah.
That kind of experience. See, I'm here to help you understand what it's like to get there, but also help you understand when you get there how you deal with
All
it.
right, I want to ask you. So Carson Wentz just got hurt.
Yes, it hurts my feelings. Hurt my feelings tremendously because he is a great quarterback and has done tremendous things for your Eagles, and it saddens me because he was having such a great year.
The reason I know he's
And I
special,
mean that
I know the reason I know he's special is every single former player that we've interviewed here or guy that's playing right now, it upsets them. That's how special he is that you want to watch him. Is there any chance that my Eagles can still take home a ring?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Don't discount your backup.
I need your inspiration.
Don't discount your backup. I think your
Nick
backup.
Foles.
Yeah, I think Foles will be okay.
Okay.
You talking about a guy that used to be a starter. So
He went 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions one year.
Oh, exactly. Don't think he can do it again. Sitting behind Carson Wentz over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
You're learning more.
Who's better, Wentz or Dak?
Dak. I'm going with Dak. I'm going with my guy. And I'm being selfish. That's all.
Because T.O. had the famous one, that's my quarterback.
Right.
What has it been like to watch people turn on Dak this year? Because I think Dak is good.
I think the problem is Dak had such a great season last year with Rookie of the Year and everything else. He and Zeke both. What people's expectations were great, all because of what he did last year. What they failed to understand and analyze is that in your second year, it's going to be completely different than your first year because every team that you played against last year has tape on you now.
Sure.
There's a year tape on you that these defensive coordinators are sitting around analyzing and studying. And they're going back to the Minnesota game last year when you had an average game.
They
They're going
started
back to
really
a couple
slow,
of Giants
right.
games. They're going back to a couple games.
How about the fact that they lost Doug Free, Ronald Leary, Tyron Smith got hurt this year for like the first time ever. They lost wide receiver talent. And Zeke was out. But
Thank you.
I don't understand it.
I understand it. It's called human nature.
People don't look. Oh, tell me about that.
It's called human nature.
You understand the mindset of fans.
I understand that people expect things to happen, and when it does not happen in the way that they expect it, they are completely disappointed, and they look to point fingers at somebody outside of themselves for their own high expectations.
So I feel like everyone asked you Cowboys questions, and I wanted to ask you Arizona Cardinals questions.
Please do.
Because that were the last 2 years of your career.
Yep.
You set the rushing record there. But I went back
No,
and
I didn't set the rushing record there.
You did it beforehand.
Yeah, I did.
That's when you extended it to where you're like, nobody's freaking catching this shit.
But you're right. Every time I was in the game in the Arizona Cardinals, I got plus yardage.
Yeah,
I was creating
you
a
were
record.
creating a new record.
Yeah.
So
you're right. Technically, you are right.
You have a lot of interesting things that happened there. One, your first year there, the D-line coach was Mean Joe Green.
Yes.
What the hell was that like?
That was awesome. Joe Green and I are cool today.
What was it like to talk? Like, what did you when you met him? Were you kind of shocked? Because I'm sure he was big in your childhood.
No, I respect Joe Green so much. I really do. And very knowledgeable football coach, very knowledgeable person, understands obviously the game itself and what it takes to become a Super Bowl champion. He's been on a number of Super Bowl championship teams. He's been on some very physical teams.
Did he ever throw you something?
No, he didn't throw me his jersey.
Like
that jersey, thanks me, Joe.
Yeah,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
You also played with two of the baddest dudes ever, and because I will never play football at that level, and I will never take a hit, I imagine big guys fighting. If Leonard Davis went head-to-head with Larry Allen, what would happen?
Larry Allen would destroy him.
Really?
Yes.
Because Leonard Davis was insanely huge, too.
Larry Allen is an insanely strong individual.
Do you have a story, whether it's the weight room or even like an Andre the Giant, where you witnessed how strong he is?
Yes. When I seen him, I witnessed him bench press over 600 pounds.
Golly.
And come down off his chest, bring it up, and lock it out. And Rocket Ishmael diving over the top of him, all in excited while he's just putting the bar up. What's his name? Yeah.
600
And also
pounds.
witnessed Larry Allen chase down a defensive lineman after an interception in New Orleans.
Did he ever do like really strong things in real life? Just like walking around?
He was just such a quiet.
Would you guys be out at a bar and he'd like lift the bar?
No.
Okay.
He never did anything stupid like that. Larry was one of those kind of guys that would just sit back and just smile and laugh and go, heh, heh, heh. That's the way he laughed. And so I heard
when you know you're the baddest dude.
Hey, I heard a story that Warren Sapp called Nate New one day and said we was getting ready to play Tampa Bay. He said, "You tell Larry Allen I'm gonna kick his butt." He said, "Hey, Warren, you don't want to do that." He said, "No, you tell him I'm gonna kick his butt." Then the game happened, and Warren Sapp ran into Larry Allen, and Nate called Nate back and said, "Hey, man, I ain't doing that no more."
That's amazing. That's how good.
That's how
Warren
good he is.
Sapp.
That's Warren Sapp.
You also were there for two rookies.
Yes.
Your first year, rookie Anquan Boldin,
Yes.
and your second year, rookie Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes.
I mean, these have become all-time wide receivers.
Yes.
And Sims and I always talk about this. When a rookie comes in, it means a lot to the veterans when you know he's good.
Yes.
If they're not good, it's very deflating.
Right.
If they're good, you go, we have help.
Right.
What was your first moment that you went Anquan Boldin's tough as hell, and what was your first moment for Larry Fitzgerald?
First game of the year against Detroit, Anquan's rookie year. I think he went for over 200 yards. And watching him catch the ball and run after the catch, I knew he was tough, and I knew he was good. He was a football player. Coming from Florida State, I knew he had the capabilities, and being a Florida kid, I knew he was tough.
You Florida guys.
You can't help it.
You love it.
It
We had Isaac Bruce in here.
Exactly.
And everyone, he's like, Florida guy.
Florida
guy.
Florida boy.
Yeah. What about Larry? Because Larry, to me, he's now like top 5 in all these statistics, but he also carries himself a certain way. Did you know that he was different that way right away?
I knew he was.
Why?
Because I watched him in college, watched him make plays in college. And even when he got to the pros, he had the humbleness and the work ethic and the desire to be special.
Did he approach you? Like, I feel like he'd be a guy that go, "Hi, Mr. Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Smith."
Not only did he approach me, but we became very good friends. And Larry and I was like just call it his big brother or his uncle.
Yeah.
And he treated me like he treated everyone else. He always wanted to pick and joke and hang all over me, and jump all on my back. And I'm 35 years old at this time, and I'm like tripping with Larry. But Larry was a playful, joyful person. Beautiful personality, beautiful spirit, hard worker, wanting to be the best, and picking my brain, trying to understand what it takes to be the best.
Isn't it great when a young guy does that?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
What do you think the percentage of rookies that actually do that are?
Probably 2%.
Really?
Yeah, it's a low number.
Why do you think it's just kids?
Because people come into the game knowing that they understand the game or know the game enough.
And they've been the best their whole lives.
Yeah. And so what can an old man like myself teach them?
All right, so I have a few other guys you play with. I'm going to just say their name and you give me a reaction. Adrian Wilson.
Awesome. Specimen.
I loved him.
Specimen.
Because I'm a huge Brian Dawkins fan, and I loved watching Adrian Wilson.
Yeah, A-Dub was a very hard-nosed football player, hard-working guy, physically gifted, very talented, and I enjoy being around my Cardinals team.
I was going to say, you played with a very young Josh McCown, who's still playing right now. Did you think he'd still be going?
No, I didn't, and here's why. Because I didn't know if Josh would actually mature into the quarterback role like he should have. He relied on his arm strength a great deal versus getting it cerebrally.
Right.
Now I'm watching him play, and I'm like, oh, he actually has it now.
It just took him 12 years.
It took him a while to get there, but he has it. And I'm so proud of him to see him in the league as long as he has been.
I also forgot, and R.I.P., absolute legend, Pat Tillman.
Yes.
I didn't realize you were there
No,
when
I wasn't.
when he passed away and all of that happened.
I wasn't there.
But what did he die then?
I think he passed. He passed. 9/11 was
2001.
2001. I was still a Cowboy.
And then you got there.
Then I got there in 2002, 2003.
So all that had just happened.
Yes.
What was it like to be a part of that organization as they were going through all of that? Because now, like the number 40, it's becoming like Pat Tillman's number.
Yeah.
And they have the statue of him, and he is like the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome to be a part of the Cardinals organization and to be a part of the transition from who people knew them once were, who they were once, to who they are today.
People I don't think remember.
Oh my God! Oh, they do.
Because
a lot of people in the back of their mind, it's the same old Cardinals.
I still think of them sometimes as the NFC East. You know, when I would look, I go, okay, we're going to lose 2 to the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. We're going to split with the Giants. We're going to split with Washington. And we're going to win 2 against Arizona. That was the 90s.
Right.
We're taking 2 from Arizona.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Man.
Not today. And it's nice to see that, too, because that organization deserved to be where they are. And to see them go to the Super Bowl back against Pittsburgh and to see Anquan on the field and Fitzgerald and all them boys on the field, Adrian Wilson and all them.
Darnell Dockett was there.
Darnell Dockett and all of those cats. Even Carlos Dansby.
Damn. Yeah. And he was there for your last year.
Yes, he was there for my last year as well. And so, man, I was like, whoa, it's awesome.
All right, I got one more question, then I have to let you go. About the 90s Cowboys team, I feel like everybody had a role off the field. Like if you guys would go out, you know, Michael was getting a little bit crazy, and I'm sure what was your role on that team?
My role?
Just like as a human, you know what I mean? Because I imagine you guys were policing yourselves.
Yes.
It was an incredible time.
Yes.
What did you, like if you guys were going out as a crew, what were you like?
I was more like watching to make sure everybody else was okay.
Okay.
And making sure.
Are you just saying that
No,
now?
No. I don't think I wasn't having fun. But I wanted to make sure that no one was actually getting too rowdy or getting out of control to where they were creating major problems for themselves as also for us.
If there was TMZ for the 90s Cowboys.
We all would be in trouble. We all would be in trouble.
I can't even imagine.
We all would be in trouble. If there was Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and everything else, oh, Lord have mercy. Claude.
The 70s, 80s Raiders, I know they got down. But where do you think the 90s Cowboys ranks in terms of all-time party teams?
I think we invented partying.
Ooh. You had the house.
I mean, you know what? I think
isn't it funny that
even the Cowboys before my day, Hollywood Henderson and on and on. I mean, even the Cowboys before my day, for some reason, I think every city and every NFL city, their teams have a good time in their cities.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
you're living that life.
How can you not?
All right, I lied. I have one more question. I apologize to all the people. Charmin. You should buy Charmin. If you're wiping your ass, you should use Charmin. It's the best. It is the best. It is the softest. And they have like double rolls and they have bears. Like what else do you need? Charmin. I think that got me one more question. My last question for you is going to be, I'm a firm believer that every owner in the NFL runs their team based on how they made their money. Jerry Jones made his money in oil drilling.
In a risky business.
And what I think is he kind of like is like, let's drill there. Oh, it hits. And then he's celebrating. Like Dan Snyder made his money off putting advertisements in buildings. Right. Like useless and solely for money. And that's how he runs the team. The Cleveland Browns owner, they just got $92 million of fraud investigation. And you wonder why the Browns aren't doing well. I think there's a correlation. Have you ever had a time where you looked at Jerry at the way he was doing something or even just hanging out with him and you went, that man made his money in oil? Just like completely spur of the moment, like, let's do this.
See, I would say Jerry Jones made his money in real estate and minerals. Because oil, you have to have the land in order to drill on.
That's true.
Then you have to have the minerals underneath it to know that there's oil there.
Okay.
So he did it in a combinational way.
So
and he's still doing it, and he's still doing it in a combinational way because you have the star that he bought the land back in the 90s, and he's just not building on it. He had the foresight to buy land just north of the Star where he built Starwood, which is a residential community. And he was a real estate guy all around through Austin and everywhere else part of Texas and even outside of Texas. And so when he got the Cowboys Stadium, it's a real estate transactional play.
Right.
He just created an entertainment venue for everybody. So now he has 2 entertainment venues. venues: the Cowboys, the AT&T Stadium,
Right.
and the Star now.
He is fascinating to me,
And
man.
the Star is all about mixed use, and everything else has retail, restaurants, and hospitality there. And if you look around the Star, you have multifamily and everything else.
Is he the greatest party thrower ever?
Oh, if you give the Jones family 8 weeks, 8 months to prepare for a nice little event,
Oh, man.
it's going to be off the charts.
Bieber's performing. U2's performing.
I might even get up there and perform.
Emmitt will sing and
You
dance.
might even bring Michael Stray in and along with his Magic Mike friends.
Get the Dancing with the Stars. The fact that Michael Strahan did dance with the Magic Mike is unbelievable. Emmitt is here today again because of Charmin. And I appreciate you so much for coming in and talking about random shit with me. You are the man. Congratulations on everything that you're doing and all your success. Hall of Famer, absolute legend. Emmitt, you're the man. I even let you shit on the Eagles.
No. We can wipe it off with Charmin, though.
Oh, and there it is. Emmitt Smith. Check him out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. How much?
Why did I put these headphones on? It's not like you were.
Could you hear anything?
I couldn't
It
hear
wasn't
nothing.
even turned on. So you're telling me Emmitt's last game was against Chris Sims and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah, I had Ernest Graham open on a blitz play. I called the right audible. I was like, oh, they're in deep trouble. And as I was dropping back to throw it to Ernest Graham to win the football game, I said, this is Emmitt's last game. Let me just be a little inaccurate and lose this one for him. Give Emmitt a good sign-off. No,
incomplete?
it pisses me off. Yeah, it was incomplete. He shouldn't have won his last game. I missed a throw that I should not have missed.
He told me that I asked him who would win in a fight, Leonard Davis or Larry Allen, and he said Larry Allen would kick the shit out of him.
Oh, man, that's
But
not
they're both enormous.
enormous. Leonard's the biggest guy I ever played with. Yeah.
That was cool. Thank you to Emmitt. Thank you to Charmin. Emmitt talking about Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan, Boldin was super cool. Now, Terrell Davis, the NFL Network, came here via K Jewelers. Really cool conversation talking about the Hall of Fame, playing with migraines in the Super Bowl, and just kind of overall what he thinks about Frank Gore. Really cool conversation. Here's our convo with Terrell Davis.
But Emmitt can't talk because they were one of the first offenders of the gaudiness.
Exactly.
Them and the 49ers, they were the ones that started like in the early 90s.
Yeah, the Barlow started doing that.
Right. I know they won up my dad's rings for sure, both those teams.
Well, it's every year.
Yes.
It's every year we're going to outdo the next team.
Right.
I saw the Broncos Super Bowl 50 ring.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to trade mine in. I was so embarrassed.
Really?
Oh yeah. I said, can I trade mine in to get them up? They should do that. If you make a better ring, and you win one, you should upgrade all the rings.
I'm counting this. This interview has already started.
It's already started. And your first 2 rings are
Terrell
cool
Davis,
anyways.
Hall of Fame running back for everybody that doesn't know his voice, which you should.
Number 30. Yeah.
Salute.
Da-da-da-da.
That is a timeless celebration now that I think about it. So every week we have Sims rank the best celebrations of the week. Currently, Golden Tate's elbow drop is number 1, and the Steelers bench press. Yes, exactly.
Right.
But you and Mike Anderson with the salute.
Well, that's what I'm missing. I
Yeah.
want something like that because that used to piss people off. That's where I'm talking about where I say I want guys to do one thing because they would anybody that played you back in the day was like, I don't want to see
They
you
didn't
in
want
the
me
end zone
doing
salute
it.
it.
They didn't want me doing it, and that was great to do it.
Yeah.
We go into Kansas City. You go into Oakland.
Yeah.
Do you think they wanted me doing that?
No.
salute?
Never.
No.
Heck no. So it gave our team motivation because they wanted to be able to do it.
Right.
And the other team, they got motivation because they didn't want us doing
They
it.
didn't want, it's like Ezekiel
And it's
doing
the,
the
it's
feed
the
me.
it's the perfect sort of in your face celebration. It's classy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's short. You're not taunting anybody. You just go up there and salute, and they just get upset. Bam.
Almost as classy as the Hall of Fame ring you're wearing. And we have actually Jerry Rice's Hall of Fame ring in front of us.
Yes.
K Jewelers makes this happen.
Yes.
And you're here with them today.
I'm here with K Jewelers. I'm excited. They're the #1 jewelry store in America.
Whoop,
right?
whoop.
In
Can I
America.
get a discount for my wife's
Yes,
Christmas
you,
gift?
You probably can, right? They're the official jewelry store of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And, of course, they've been trusted to make this beautiful ring. It's called the Ring of Excellence, and it's really one of 3 icons that is given to a Hall of Famer.
The jacket,
and the bust.
and the bust.
And the bust, yeah, man. So this
Do you get
is,
your own bust, too?
Yeah, I got mine last month.
Where is it in the
Yeah.
house?
I can't tell you where it is.
I would use it I put it like
As a matter of fact, you know where
Home
it is?
Alone in the window to scare people.
It's actually at the foot of my bed.
Oh, so you couldn't even, you weren't actually really even sure where it was, actually. I thought you were saying you couldn't tell me in case I was going to break into your house
no.
and steal it.
No, it's at the foot of my bed. So when I wake up, I get to see it. I get to see him every day. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Listen, man, right now, no, seriously, right now it's in a box.
Okay.
It's in a box, and I'm trying to find a perfect place for it. That's what I'm trying to find right now.
Right. I think you should make it like the Clemson Rock, where you got to like touch your head as you walk out before the garage.
Kiss the head.
Right.
I'm gonna put it in my
you
office.
have at your house, you have some Greek head in your house.
Yeah, I don't know.
You do?
But it's
his
my
wife
fucking
decorated.
wife. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you? I just give her money and she buys shit. That's what
okay,
happens.
That's
okay?
true. Hey, listen, I understand
You're
that.
there, right? Aren't you?
I don't even have to give my wife money. She's gonna take it.
Right.
I'm
I
learning.
look at my
this.
credit card. I'm like, where these charges come from? Hey, sweetie, didn't we talk about sort of saving?
Yep. K
Yeah.
Jewelers, where Terrell Davis's wife goes to shop.
Oh yeah.
What has this year been like for you?
It's been, it's been great, man. I have been on cloud nine since February. You got the Hall of Fame that was in August, and I went back to my college, University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Those Bulldogs. How about them dogs right now?
Damn.
Whoop.
Was able to go back to see a game and be honored there. Went to my high school last week. Got honored at my high school.
Holy crap!
And then in February, it was the last of the events would be being honored at Long Beach State.
Wow.
Which a lot of people don't know. I went to Long Beach State before Georgia, so I'm going back there to get honored there. So, and the fun part about that is not me being honored. I think it's fun to share those moments with people who have impacted my life.
You probably walk into
Right.
your high school and there's your English teacher that's
Right.
still teaching there, and she's like,
Right.
"I remember you."
I see. You're right, and so you see the looks on their face, right,
Yeah.
and the pride
It has to
that
be
they
pride.
have of how they were like, you know what, when you were in math class and I helped you in math
I
class.
knew something
and,
was
And
there.
they have somebody who says, I wrote your term papers for you. I'm like, you sure did. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. I appreciate that.
That's awesome. But you love that number 2,000 in math class.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
Is it?
Yeah, you were gonna get 2,000
so
yards.
that's the best part.
That's
Did,
awesome.
did you think you
No,
were going to actually
no.
get in? Yeah. I mean, because there, of course, it was great debate. You're one of the best running backs I ever saw. I questioned whether you would get in.
Right.
I honestly questioned whether you deserved to get in. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
No.
You were the man. I was there at
That's-
Super Bowl
that's fair.
31. I
Yeah.
was in person. I mean, that was an amazing. You and your migraines and coming
Oh, yeah,
back
that
and
was
doing that.
incredible.
And you won the Super Bowl for them. But I did wonder. And did
You're
you,
one.
did
You're
you
one of
think
the
it was
most
gonna happen?
interesting debates of all time.
It was, and I was aware of it. I'm in television too, so when
course.
the debates come out, not only is my name being mentioned, I have to be in the middle of them.
Yeah.
So it forced me to go back and really have to look at my worthiness, I guess.
Credentials,
Yeah,
right,
say, am I
right.
worthy
What was
of
that
it?
like?
It's weird. I'm gonna tell you that, man. I'm not a guy. I'm a team guy.
Yeah.
If you ever talk to me, I'm always talking about we.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in my life I was forced to say I and me, right?
Right.
Because voters want to hear you say I and me.
Right.
And I had to make a case for myself to play. It was weird, but hey, after a while. So to answer your question, initially, right? First year comes out, I make the semifinalist.
Right.
Go through that. I'm excited as hell because I think that I got a chance.
That's a big deal.
You go through year after year, you get to that list, and then I wasn't getting any further. So I'm like, I was getting a little discouraged.
Yeah.
So by year 6 or 7, I said, I don't think it's going to happen.
Right.
My name was getting further and further behind. There were guys coming in, they were going in, and I'm like, okay, it's not going to happen.
Right.
If it does happen, it's probably going to be more of a senior candidate.
Right.
And so I kind of lost a little faith.
Yeah.
But then I'm driving down the street one day, and it's the time where they announce the finalists, and it shows up on my phone.
What area?
I made the finals that year.
Right.
I almost crashed my truck. My wife was in the passenger seat. I'm like, hey, I'm like, oh, she's like, what? What happened? I said, I made it to the finals.
Good for you.
And I remember that moment, man. We stood on the side of the road, my wife and I, we hugged, and I got a little emotional.
You should.
Because
I'm ready to cry right now. Listen to you.
You know what I'm saying? So because it represented some progress, that it was hope that I might be able to make it as a modern day player instead of a senior candidate.
And then every year, people like me going, "Do you think this is the year?"
Right,
Which
so-
would get so annoying.
But it was great. Here's what was great about it. You were talking about me.
Right.
I was in the conversation.
Right.
Years before, nothing.
Nothing. Right.
I was never a guy that they debated whether he should or should not be in. So once there was conversation about it, I felt good about it because then I can come onto the show and then we can debate it.
Yeah.
And then I can probably say something to a selector who didn't think, maybe he missed out on a detail. Maybe it's, maybe I can plant a seed that, hey, playoffs are kind of important.
Right.
When
you dominated in them.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, right. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Right.
And for me, it's just the one thing I walk away from football knowing that, and I can rest my head and I can die tomorrow and I feel good about, even if I didn't get the Hall of Fame, was the way my teammates felt about me.
Yep.
If my teammates can speak highly of me and say, we respect Terrell because every game he brought it.
Right.
That was my only goal, is to earn the respect of my teammates.
I just realized this. So I was raised an Eagles fan. I've told this story many times. I wanted a Cowboys jersey when I was younger. My dad said, sure, you just can't come in the house. I never had any jerseys. I only had one other jersey. It was a Jerry Rice Niners jersey growing up. My dad got me and my brother for the holidays one time 2 jerseys, an Elway and a Terrell Davis.
Get out of here.
When we got the new jerseys, and I had Terrell Davis. I'm just realizing this right now. This is nuts. I was like 11 or 12,
right.
And that's the jersey that I got. And I'm realizing, damn. And I would catch passes, and I would blow past people, and I would just I would do this.
Challenge flag. He didn't blow by anybody. What's he talking about?
So that detail was fabricated. He blew past somebody.
No, sorry. Bear Jew didn't blow by anybody over there.
Listen,
and I was thinking
like
he blew past him. All right.
I don't need you questioning. There's a big story we were connecting.
Hey, you had me when you said you got my jersey for Christmas.
Because it was the new one. It was those Broncos with like the things coming up the side.
There's so many things I want to ask you about. I don't even know where to go.
Where do you want to go first?
Go for it.
Because, of course, I mean, I was at Super Bowl 32, all right? I mean, I know your history because I'm a football fan, and I know the Shanahans. All right, this is the first thing I want to ask you. Recent hot topic, Frank Gore. Frank Gore's never had one year as good as any of your years.
He's the bizarro Terrell Davis.
But he's going to be statistically up there because of longevity and sustained, I'm going to say, goodness, not greatness. It's like the opposite of you, like he just said.
Yeah.
So where does that go?
Nice job.
Man, here's the deal. There's what I've learned this year is that there's more than one way to reach the top. When I look at, here's the measurement that the test that I look at. I've seen Frank Gore play, 28 years now he's been playing? He's been playing forever, it seems like. Every year I see Frank Gore, he is the typical underdog.
Right.
But his play it's steady.
Right.
He's a consistent, steady player. You can count on him performing every game, every year.
Yeah.
It's steady. Now, he doesn't wow you with
70-yard runs and things.
No, that's not his game.
Right.
But he's going to finish top 10 all time.
He's going to finish top 10, and if you're talking about like criteria, there's a few check marks.
Yeah.
That is part of it.
Yeah.
That is part of it. That's his resume of playing long and being a guy. Because he's never the guy every year you say, who's the best back in the league?
Right.
His name never comes up.
Never.
Right?
I know.
Even in like top.
Even in his top years with the 49ers, it still wasn't like he was maybe 6, 7, 8 running back you thought about, but not in top 5.
Exactly.
Right.
And so that's what I remember. But when I watch Frank and I know when they play, the one check mark that I can say when you say run game, he's going to be there.
Yeah, right.
That man's going to show up.
Despite
who's the quarterback and what team he's playing on,
Yeah.
Frank Gore's going to be there. So to me, he's a Hall of Famer. Now, here's the deal.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Is he – now, and the next question is he a first 4 or 5 year guy?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But Frank Gore is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Okay. All right, good. I'm glad to hear you say that.
I just think it's also so rare for a running back to last that long today. Like
Believe
that in
me.
itself is an incredible
It
accomplishment.
is. Yeah, I mean, I respect that. If you can play this game and play as long as he's played it and stay healthy, man, listen, we all wish we can do that. We all can't do that. And even if you did, here's the other thing. Even if you were healthy, there's a lot of guys that were healthy, but they didn't play football because they couldn't make the team.
Right.
They weren't productive.
Right.
So we look at a guy and say, well, he played this long and he had the fortune of staying healthy. No, he was good.
Well, the amazing thing about you, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, just to add to this story, though, that you and Frank Gore, college knee injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what just jumps out to me. I mean, what you could have been if you didn't have to make the tackle on. Did Greasy throw that interception?
Yeah.
Damn, Greasy.
I know.
Freaking Greasy.
Greasy!
What the hell were you thinking?
Man.
Greasy's my guy. I played with him in
I
Tampa.
know. That's my man, too.
But yeah, I mean, do you think about sometimes what your career could have been?
Because
you've
you've experienced that with your spleen.
Definitely. I mean, it'll eat at me forever, and I ain't getting in the Hall of Fame.
Let me tell you what eases that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, right. And the
Okay.
other 2 rings.
So, yeah, those other 2 rings. I think, and of course it did, because it got to a point where I used to wonder, man, is this going to affect what, how the viewers see my career?
Right.
If I can, I had one guy on my team who interviewed me, and he posed a question. He said, if you could have 3 more years, would you trade your 2,000-yard season for 3 more years of 1,500 yards? And that was a great question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Because I'm like, wow, I get 3 more years at 1,500,
Right.
Yeah,
which would
it's
push me over,
2,500
which
more
would
yards.
push me basically
At
to 10,000.
Right.
Man, that sounds. I mean, that boosts the resume.
Right. I don't know if it's better than that 2,000
It
yard
ain't,
season.
but I said at the end of the day, I love my career.
Yeah.
Every minute of it, from the tackle, from everything that's happened, the short career, because it was short. And I don't use the word short. I say efficient.
Right.
It was efficient,
Yeah.
and I was able to accomplish so much in a short period of time that why would I chance another career doing something when I have no idea how it's going to turn out?
Right.
Well, there's been a lot of good short careers. Gale Sayers was an incredible short career. Jim Brown was shorter than we would have liked. Barry Sanders was shorter
9
than we would have
years, yeah.
liked. It's kind of the running back position in a
Well,
way.
Jim Brown and Barry Sanders walked away from football.
They did.
I know.
I got kicked out of the sport.
My question also is this. Every time we watch the NFL Network, Sims and I always crack up because I'm here with 7 Super Bowl champions and 4 Hall of Famers.
That's right, baby.
It's like every time it's
That's
just
right.
the awards. I'm a firm believer. Like, we had Isaac Bruce, and he's campaigning now, and they have to get out there in the media. Do you think the NFL Network, when they're hiring talent, goes, we can help you
They
get
look
to the
at
Hall
it?
of Fame because you're on
No,
TV a
no.
lot? I'm not saying it's going to impact, but you just said you get to be on TV a lot to make your case. And now if you're on TV,
Well,
it kind of helps you be relevant with Kurt Warner and stuff.
There is no question about being on television and being on the forefront of somebody's brain when they're voting.
I don't think that pushes it over, but it's on the forefront. Is what I was saying.
It does, right? So for an example, if I'm a voter and I have names right in front of me, and there's names that I haven't seen or heard from in a long time, right? Like my eyes probably would draw more towards a guy that I've seen, and it reminds me, like, oh yeah, I just saw TD yesterday. Oh yeah, like it reminded me. I spoke to TD on my radio
think it's
show.
a thing. I would, if I worked at NFL Network, that's how I would sell it to people.
All right, so Steve Atwater, very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
That's my boy. I talked to Steve Atwater this year, and Steve made the finals one time.
Right.
And then he didn't make it. I said, Steve, I talked to him. I said, you got to get into TV and radio.
Yeah.
I said, it doesn't make your career any better. All it does is just remind people.
Yes.
That you
remind them about you.
kicking ass.
Even if it takes them to just, oh, yeah, Steve Atwater, let me research Steve again.
Let me Google that Okoye hit one more time.
I'm saying, like, let me refresh my memory.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's what it does. I was in television. I got in 2003.
Okay.
So I've been in for a while, and there's no question that every year the topic comes up, the NFL Network has me come on, and I'll talk about my feelings about that.
Right.
Do I think that helped? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting.
Yeah.
It goes back because we'd love it to be yes or no, that's easy. But there's all
Because
these
it's so
writers
it's so
and all that
hard.
stuff.
It's so difficult. You guys do it every year. You get the top 25 every year, right?
Yep.
You get the top 15 every year.
Yeah.
Do you guys try to pick your top 5?
He does. He's actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Did you pick them the last 3 years?
I mean, I don't think I got all of them,
Okay,
but I
there's the
was.
problem.
You're right, but I got.
But like,
I got
he
a
didn't
few.
think Jerry Jones should have been in.
Right. I don't think. Oh, you mean the $1 billion owner who's protecting his interests to get more billions? Oh, what a contributor he is! Oh, that's amazing.
Hey,
Oh.
that's my classmate. Man.
Yeah,
Stop
I
talking
know.
about Jerry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you stop that.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
Stop that.
All right, you get one more.
All right, one more. Okay, okay. Sorry.
Go quick, rapid
It's
fire.
gonna be one long one.
There you go.
You're the man. All right. Best running back you ever saw in person, and who's the best running back in the NFL right now? Like, who's the guy?
The best person, Barry Sanders.
Okay.
That's
That
that's
was
an
just
easy
amazing,
one.
right?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
Barry play. I'm like, wow, like that was incredible. Like, I remember that game too. Like, I couldn't sit down. Normally, your defense is on the field.
You
What are you
wanna
doing?
rest.
You're
You're
sitting down,
resting,
resting,
right.
talking,
Watching on the screen.
You're working the game plan for the next series.
Right.
It was must-see TV.
Yeah.
Like, you had to see Barry play. The best running back now.
I'll throw names out. I got a list here just to, McCoy, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Ezekiel Elliot.
Okay, so I would say a guy. To me, and this is, I guess, the way you're framing this
Right.
is, to me, it's still I mean, it's Adrian Peterson because he's playing now.
Okay.
It's not that he's playing his best football now.
Right.
But he's still to me, when you're talking about
yeah.
That's
how about
I
right
get
now?
you. Okay, but okay, you're right. So I know you're right about that. You're exactly right. But who's the guy that you think is the highest level right now?
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of
Le'Veon
all
Bell.
the things he can do, right?
Oh my goodness, man!
I know, right?
I'm so jealous of that dude's skill set. It don't even make sense. Like, you watch him run, and you just wish you had that kind of patience,
Man.
to stop and just sit there and smoke a cigar right in the hole,
Right.
and then
break
go
somebody's
from
ankles.
0 to 60 in like 0.0 seconds,
Yeah.
and it's amazing, man. The dude is phenomenal, and he has all the tools. He can catch, soft hands, he can block, very good patience, man,
Right.
vision, balance, you name it. He checks the
And
box.
he's huge.
Yeah.
He's
He's a big-
huge.
yeah,
One more question, Josh is gonna. K Jewelers, it's the greatest thing ever. You need to go. K Jewelers.
Spend
Look at
all
the
your
rings.
money for your wife.
Spend your
at
money,
K
baby.
Jewelers.
Spend your money at K. It's the best. Every kiss begins with K.
There you go.
So I do that so that I can ask one more question and your people don't get upset at me. He was saying that a lot of the Zeke detractors were like, oh, Ezekiel Elliot had a really good offensive line. You had a really good offensive
did.
line.
Yeah.
And we see now with like Alfred Morris, okay, they're not Zeke.
A 10-yard run by Alfred Morris, or your backup running back at the time, people don't realize, oh, yeah, there's a hole, but Terrell Davis, the backup running back got 10 yards, and that's a great run. But Terrell Davis or Ezekiel Elliott would have made it a 40-yard run.
Yeah,
And I hate that.
I'm with you with that,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
It's like, come on, dude. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. The old lines, they're good. My offensive line was fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? They were awesome. But we had guys like we had Orlando Gary. Mike Anderson played well.
Yeah.
Who came in? I think the difference there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's certainly a difference.
You could make plays that Orlando Gary couldn't. Not to be disrespectful to him, but he might have hit that same hole and get tackled for 7, and you get through untouched because you were faster or had quicker. You were quicker, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So Zeke's case, man, listen. You're not. If you're saying that there's no difference, then I don't know
What game you're watching.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know sport.
Yeah,
you don't
I
know
know,
football.
right.
That dude is he
He's
brings
freaky.
a totally different skill set to the game. I can go on and on, man. So
Yeah.
you see it when it's happening, and the
Yeah.
offensive linemen know it.
Right.
You talk to O linemen
No
about
doubt.
running backs. They realize that a good back erases a lot of sometimes with a bad offensive. A good line may make some mistakes.
Right.
And nobody sees that, and the back makes up for it.
Yes.
By making somebody miss, breaking the tackle.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, the line blocked from really?
Yeah. No,
He
there
just
was
had
nothing
he
there.
had 20 yards. He just broke 3 tackles.
Right.
So now
right.
it's O-line.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
I get it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, no.
All right, cool.
Zeke's a beast, man.
We were the O-line, and Terrell Davis hit the hole and hit it hard. K Jewelers, making this possible. You're the best. They have shiny objects that you need, that people that you love like. K Jewelers, Hall of Fame. Terrell Davis, Jerry Rice, thanks for letting them parade your ring around.
Anytime.
TD, you're the man, dude.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you so much.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, dude.
You're the man.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Bang, bang.
Oh, you guys have too much fun.
Yeah,
man.
we do. We do. We got no rules. Bleacher Report somehow trusts us.
When I saw Terrell Davis walk in, I thought he could play right now. Like,
Phenomenal shape.
huge.
Still. Well, I mean, running backs in general, they're the freakiest people on earth with their muscle structure, the athletes they are, the explosion. Yeah, he could definitely still beat us
Right?
in a race, no doubt about it.
He would kick my ass.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yes. All right, guys, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, of course, Sims and Lefkoe. Check us out on YouTube. Really search Sims and Lefkoe. We're going to be there. Episode 145 will be coming out tomorrow. Love y'all so much. For Sims,
Peace out, homies.
Andrew could say goodnight, everyone. I will say the Lefkoe.
Man.
Talk to you later.